if I had to write a book, I wish I'd have taken and kept the notes from years ago as a Fort Barrett policeman and 30 years almost as a state trooper, and my experience in undercover investigations and working with the FBI and all of it, but I didn't. But if I write a book today, I will entitle it Discipline Within the Ranks. You know, Chief can tell you, it's not easy being a leader in law enforcement today, because not only does the public blame you because you have your guys executing search warrants, they're executing arrest warrants. Bobby Guidroz no good, look, he arrested my daughter, or he arrested my brother-in-law, and man, you know, I just can't take this, and blah, blah, blah. It's all those things. We're just doing our job. But one thing that, and I know the chief does too, is we have to watch our guys. Discipline within the ranks. Now listen to this. My experience as a law enforcement officer taught me that progress is not determined by passing of an hour. Progress is made because people of goodwill, commitment, and discipline apply themselves to doing the right thing the right way and for the right reasons. Leadership at the top of the law enforcement agency is also important, especially on the communication and training side, and particularly when there may be a close call in terms of understanding the circumstances of a police-involved incident. A police-involved incident. How many times do I get phone calls from the public? I need to meet with you, Sheriff. Okay, what is it about? One of your deputies was real ugly. You know, I mean, he was terrible. She was terrible. I will come in and I listen to the complaints from people, because many are legitimate. Many are very legitimate. So that takes a lot of my time. And I will continue to take complaints when people have complaints, whether they're good or not. Sometimes we get this, oh, well, you know what, they were wrong, you were wrong, your family member was wrong, you know, hey, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. We have body cameras today that document, and I tell my officers, put it on, get into the habit. When you go to an incident, click it on, because if you don't, then you're going to be suspect of doing or saying something you should not have done or said. I firmly believe, especially in a law enforcement agency, in order to be successful, we must be disciplined. I don't care if you're a businessman or a CPA or a store owner, banker. If you don't have discipline within your organization, you're not going to be successful. If your people run around and do as they wish and don't follow the rules and the laws and the policies and the procedures like you expect them to, you're not going to be successful. I'll fly the plane at the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office. I don't have anybody flying my plane. I'll fly it. And I think there's a need for me to be deeply involved in flying that plane. Because when you tend to hand over the joystick to somebody else and you walk away and go do as you wish, and something breaks or something falls or somebody gets hurt, whether it's an officer or the public, who are they going to blame? Right? Fault right here. I'll fly the plane. If we're not professional in the performance of our duties, and if we are not disciplined, we would be faced with public outcry, as in Baltimore and East Baton Rouge Parish, and where else? Maryland, Baltimore, East Baton Rouge Parish, and some other place. We look at past injustices through the lens of today. It is important for police agencies to recognize we do carry baggage. Officers do. I'm not going to stand here and put the total blame on law enforcement, though. The public has to right their wrong as well. We have members of society that think that they can do as they wish and not have any consequences, but there are. There are consequences. We all have to face them. My campaign theme when I first ran for sheriff in 2006 was, I am committed to a higher standard. I recognized the deficiencies in some of my colleagues years ago, and I saw unbridled and undisciplined law enforcement officers prior to becoming sheriff on both the local and the state level. I walked into the squad room one day at Troop K, and probably been on 5 or 6 years, and there was a new recruit sitting at the table, sitting there with his new hat there on the table, and just waiting for his training officer to come in to take him, put him in his car, and kind of start the training process. I was that guy. So I walked in and I walked past the table, and this boy's from Eunice. He's retired from state police now. I walked by him and I said, "Good morning." Went to the coffee pot, fixed my coffee. I'm waiting for that. "Well, good morning, you know, Sergeant." So I turned around and looked as if he was asleep or dead or on the floor. Turned around and said, "Good morning," and I mentioned his name. Didn't say that. Poured my coffee and I sat down across from him. And I said, "Let me tell you something. You want to be a successful trooper? Is that how you're going to treat the public, like you're treating your fellow officers and the guys that will be training you for the next 6 months? You're not going to talk to me? Are you going to be a turd with the public as you are with me this morning?" Good morning. All right. So it was a rocky start. The rumor about us closing the substation started when I took the dispatchers, the 4 night dispatchers from the Eunice Substation, and moved them to Opelousas. We were short 4 people, dispatchers in Opelousas. We have the technology and the capability today to talk from Opelousas to Shreveport, almost to Dallas on our radio. So because of high cost of insurance and a lot of other things, we had to make some moves. That's going to give me an opportunity to put 3 more boots on the ground. Taking 4 dispatchers, moving them to Opelousas instead of hiring 4 for Opelousas and keeping these, I'm able to take 1 dispatcher, one patrol deputy on each shift, which is 4, and put them right here in Eunice, working Ward 6. And it made more sense to me. The office is still there Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. You pay your taxes there. Eddie Thibodeaux, the new supervisor there, Rick Leger retired. Nothing's changed except at 5 o'clock, that door's locked. You can still call the number. Eunice Sub is going to roll over. Top list. We're making better use of our resources. We have to, because things are tight.